Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 2 of TWRS's Fireside Chat. Of course, my name is Brian Britt. I have James Watson, who's up in the right hand top corner, and a couple special guests that are very, say, integral parts of the Team Watson family, or should I say, partners of Team Watson. Of course, Scott Martin down in the bottom right, as well as Jeff Brown of iRacingiFlag up in the top left. How are you fellas doing? Hopefully, y'all had a really great Christmas. I know Christmas just ended yesterday. I know I had a good time. What about you guys? We'll start with you, Scott.
Oh, this is good. Little thinner this year. Groceries were expensive, but the wife did manage to get COVID, so always a season of giving. Christmas was all right. My kids are old. We're all growing up, but it was nice to get a day off.
Yeah, I know. I bet that you've been busy during this season, pretty much as well. And Jeff, how was your Christmas?
Yeah, it was pretty good. A good time to hang out with the family, sit around the table, eat a bunch of food. Of course, you got to sleep afterwards. Yeah, yeah, a good Christmas. It's always a good time to spend time with the family. So yeah, it's great.
Oh yeah, I think that's the most important thing about Christmas. But James Watson, he looks more festive than all of us right now. He's got the
He does.
Santa hat on. James, how was your Christmas?
It was really good. Spending time with the family, getting some neat gifts. Despite uh, two of our sports ball teams giving us a nice big lump of coal in our stocking.
Oh,
I hate the
okay.
Ravens.
Well, sports ball. So that's definitely,
Sports ball. Yeah.
definitely that's
Pain.
something I call it. So I don't know. I'm surprised you using my coining my. I should coin that and get royalties off of sports ball 'cause that's what I always call it. But of course, definitely want to wish everybody that's listening as well. Hopefully they had a Merry Christmas. For sure. But kind of it is week 3. On iRacing here, and I gotta be honest, kind of a slow looking week. I mean, not a whole lot of interesting racetracks on the docket except for Iowa for the Xfinity, which of course me and Scott actually were just doing quite a bit of practice, weren't we?
Yeah, I mean, I can pull up the screen with the final results if you need to see it.
Oh, did you beat me? Okay.
Yeah.
You probably did with that qualifying lap.
I
You
tell
were
you what,
practicing qualifying.
I've only ran a couple, maybe 10, 12 laps in this quali set from you guys this week in Xfinity. And I put down a 3. So you boys better get moving. That's a good lap.
Yeah, I think we
So
got a
got
good
me
car.
P3 today.
Gotta give a lot of credit to Jeff Carson. I think he did a really good job on the Iowa Xfinity setup. I know I was out there practicing quite a bit with it, and only $7 on our website. I think that's going to be the place to race. I mean, Twin Ring Motegi is the next gen. I don't think that's a very popular racetrack, and of course the trucks for the first time I do believe are going to Kern County, which is a half-mile short track. No one, I don't think, really knows what to expect there. I know our builder Mitchell Hunt had to
Chaos.
put some
Right.
updates.
I don't a half mile short track that everybody's forced to buy right at Christmas time like that. The marketing on that just misses. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm a little biased. Like, I've already run a few races there at that track, and it's a phenomenal little short track. High bank, not easy on tires, so it takes a lot of skill to get through there. And
Fair.
Brian, you say you say maybe not a great week, but it is a great week for a couple of our niche series. The Silver Crowns are going to Auto Club Speedway, which is going to be a tire saving race in the middle of a Daytona like pack race. And much the same for the Indy Pro 2000 at Gateway.
well, yeah, that
Oval
actually
week.
gotta go talk. Talking about you build the auto club setup, so you think we got us pretty well set up for that?
Oh yeah, that thing. It handles the bumps well. It handles the tires well. Last time we ran there, I should have gotten a podium, but unfortunately, with a late race caution, I was trying to cool the tires on the apron and forgot that the pit exit cone is on the apron, so I gave myself a nice little EOL with 5 laps to go. But yeah, if
Genius.
I wasn't stupid, it would have been a really great finish for that set. So it's updated and made even quicker. And Nagisa Yoshikawa did great on the Indy Pro 2000 set for Gateway. Already got a win to start off the week, and hoping to get a few more here later today.
Yeah, I know you already. I already made a post about it on our Facebook, and you led 11 laps. I do believe out of I think it was 45. I think it is
47.
47.
And yeah, and I was going up against a few of the other really experienced guys on ovals in that car. So whenever you can get a win going up against the guys I went up against, that's a big deal because all of us we've been spending I probably a billion combined laps, and I'm not exaggerating. We've turned a lot of laps on these tracks together. So anytime you can get a win against those guys, it's a big deal. And real quick note, since it's the holidays, the Silver Crown Strength of Field has been moved temporarily to Wednesday at 8:45 Eastern. So if you're looking for something to do, don't really have any plans, come out and test the car and discover how great it is.
Got to get Scott Martin out there.
Heck yeah.
Don't know that Silver Crown's my thing, guys.
You ever tried it before?
Uh, I think I've driven it maybe once or twice in a frenzy. I think that's really about it.
Yeah, one of those.
Well, hey, it's going to be a pack race, so if there's ever any one race to run, it's going to be that. It's just basically keep your wits about you and survive.
Yeah. Oh, those little things are touchy, though. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
But
pretty
that's what makes
aggressive, and that sure my kind of car.
That's what makes it fun, and it makes you a better driver too. Because once you know how to not kill yourself in that car, you can kind of drive anything at that point.
Fair point. Fair point.
Yeah, I mean they're like
Limited
dirt
time,
cars
limited talent, but
in a lot of ways. They're like super powered go karts. I mean, but I mean, and also we got pretty good Legends cars this week too. I know
I
the
do enjoy
USA
Legend.
setup's doing really well. I know Miles has already been tearing it up out there. Miles Morse. Haven't heard too much about the white knuckle guys. I know that they always are. They seem like they've been delivering some wicked fast setups so far, and so if you want some great ones, we have them on our website. So that is, of course, the white knuckle. We got the Pro Supers, and we got the Pro Lates. We got the Super Lates. We also have, of course, the big blocks, the 410s, the 360s. I mean, we got all the dirt cars now, and we love to see that for sure. And we hope we can kind of encourage some of our, of course, longtime supporters to try out some of those because I feel like there's some quality setups there. We've even gotten some big wins last week. I know one was like over a 3,000 SOF, and we've seen a whole lot of a lot of great things from those guys. So can't wait to see how that partnership kind of continues. And speaking of partnership, I did say part there.
Partnership.
I'm not going to skip right over it. I
Really?
did say it. But of course, only one take here. We don't do second takes.
Right.
So, we're doing it live. Like
F it, we'll do it live.
But speaking of partnerships, I want to talk. That's why I kind of was happy to see Scott and Jeff wanting to jump in this conversation and talk about sim racing in general. You guys have a long and storied history. I know I met you, Scott, probably a little over a year ago. Of course, because of Team Watson, my involvement with Team Watson, and of course, I know you specifically are very involved in sim racing. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do and what your hopes and maybe goals are? Because I know you have some big stuff that is going on right now that is available to sim racers.
Well, personally, I've only been on iRacing for just under 3 years, and came in and I was immediately humbled. I thought I'd just be really good at it because I can drive the shit out of a real car, but a little bit different coming into the iRacing world. And after 2 years of dedication and practice, I'm 2 years older and I still suck at iRacing. But nah, it's It's a good time. I actually met James. We were teammates on a former team very briefly, just long enough to get to know each other's Discord names, really. And that's kind of how my relationship with Team Watson started. And James and I struck up a friendship. He's always taking care of me. He makes sure that I'm not caught running, around the track with my underwear around my ankles, so to speak. He's always taking good care of me. And they're also you guys are one of the first groups to come with us and do a group buy from the internet. Um, primarily my company is built around small athletic teams, schools, you know, the local colleges, things like that, technical colleges, and you guys came in and said, hey, let's make some gloves. So we made you some gloves, and it was fun, and it worked. And what's the feedback on the glove, James?
The feedback is very good. As you can see, I got them right here. Wear them every race. They are ridiculously comfortable. They grip really well, and I even have another pair of gloves I have that I use as my winter gloves. I'd show the official TWR hat that we've gotten through Martin Sports,
It
but
has, yeah.
that is currently on my pop's head while he's at work.
We
I
have one here.
I gave it to him as a birthday present, and he wears it every day
I gotta
without
have one
fail. He's
somewhere. I'm
so
gonna go look for
proud.
mine.
So I got hats all around this room, but I don't have one of those. But no, that's we got a great relationship in this space, and I'm not really sure how I met you, Jeff. I don't remember. Do you?
I think you had contacted me after, oh, one of the races. I think you were a primary sponsor or something like that. And I think that's how you heard about me. And then you kind of contacted me to see if we couldn't get like a partnership going. And, I
You
think
know what? It
that
was
was
for
probably
the
about,
Pete Pliny race. It's a couple of years
yeah,
ago,
yeah, I think
I got
so.
mine on,
year and a
so
half ago.
some sort of
Yeah.
representation. So I know you guys can't see me, but the audience can.
Yeah, we did a fundraiser. The whole reason I
Oh
got
yeah, that
into
was
sim
awesome.
racing was was for my buddy Pete Pliny, real life friend, battling some cancer, and I'd go over his house and we'd screw around once in a while on his simulator, and I was like, ah, that'd be cool. Someday I should get one. Um, and he was hit with cancer, and his legs, they atrophied. They fed on the muscle. His body fed on the muscles in his legs, and Pete wasn't able to get into his rig anymore. And his buddies, who were friends with James at the time as well, um, they wanted to throw a race together and do a fundraiser. At that time, it was, I think we did something at Talladega or Daytona. This is prior to our race, Jeff. And so I threw a rig together real quick. I mean, just bought his Pete Plini's used pedals, bought his, what else I get from him? I think maybe just the pedals. Oh, the TH300 wheelbase I'd gotten too, the Sparko wheel. And that's where we started. Um, and now being direct drive and using what you guys offer, yeah, I'm more into the trucks than anything else. But I was messing around a little bit today in the Xfinity, and I went and put a top 10 lap time up in there too. That's You guys do a really good job over there, like racing what you put out, and that's what I appreciate about everybody. And Kenny Coppola, just a really good real life dude. So I'm happy to see that you guys have that success. Jeff and I have collaborated on some projects now. We did the Pete Polini fundraiser together. All in all, I want to say we did just shy of 3,500 for him or whatever. So that was pretty good. And then we just did a Toys for Tots where we cleared just a little over 1,200. And a good friend of ours, Andrew Navarro, and watches the podcast, he'll find out, but he doesn't know this is coming. He knows he's getting an iRacingiFlag as part of his prize package, but he doesn't know that we've really personalized it for Andrew because he's friend of all of ours here. So yeah, we like to do stuff
Yeah, if he
like that
watches
for
this,
the
I don't
people.
like him. I don't like him at all.
Yeah. We really try to interact with the people in iRacing. I mean, we're trying to integrate ourselves, Martin Sports, into this community, and you can't do it from a boardroom. I mean, you got to do it from a sim seat. You've got to be you've got to be one of the guys. And I think that's why we fit in so well. We take the feedback from our customers, we adjust our products. We're on version 3 of our gloves since we came to the iRacing space. They were absolutely great batting gloves, but iRacers wanted some changes, and we made them. And I think that's going pretty good. We really do. We try to listen to our customer base. We try to give them a fair deal. I mean, we are in business to make money, but we're not greedy. And our business structure is built so that the people that are doing the work and the people that are getting it done will be rewarded. It doesn't all just go to the top and sit there. I'm the last guy paid. Last guy paid every time. I care more about my product than I do about the money. It's my name. That's where we're at with that. And yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember what we started talking about, but that's where we ended up.
That's some great stuff. I mean, and I think there should be a lot more success coming your way, especially with the potential of the new products that you've really released as the custom hats. I mean, of course, I'm wearing one that you made for us at Team Watson, but people can have their race team represented on custom hats really easily now with your custom design studio that's on the martinsports.gg website. You can go on there and literally just a couple button clicks and you have your logo right on top of a hat. You just click order and it's right on the way to you. I mean, it's so simple and it's pretty cheap as well. I mean, you don't have to really pay the design fee that you usually would be associated with having to make a hat, right? Or a jersey.
Sure.
I mean, you could get a hoodie made. I mean, it's really easy to represent your brand professionally because of Martin Sports, and I think a lot of people out there don't know about it as much as they should.
I think maybe because we're new into this space, we're not known as a custom apparel manufacturer, which is what we are. We came into iRacing, we had already had a glove, so we were just a new vendor in the space. But as we see different needs for the products, like our faux race suits that are coming out, we've got sim socks that we've been
Hold
working
on,
on
let's
for
back up
3
a second.
years.
For what now? Huh?
Yeah.
We've got faux race suits coming out. They're going to be made out of the same material that our lightweight jerseys are made out of. I think you both have one. I think all you have one. And so we're going to go long sleeve with that, but it's actually going to look like a race suit. We've mimicked all the epaulettes from the different manufacturers and the shoulder areas and all that, and we're ready to release those. Yeah, see, that's how busy we are. I've got so much going on, Brian, that you're my right hand man. You don't even know I'm doing that.
Yeah, I had no idea at all for sure. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to get more of this stuff out in front of the ethos out there of the sim racing community, and I think that this could be a good way to do it, to talk more about it, and of course, we're trying to push it as hard as we can, and if Team Watson can help at all, we definitely want to, because you've always been there for us. You've gave us great
Thanks.
deals on our, of course, apparel and things like that, and you've always shouted us out as well. I mean, you've rocked us on your paint schemes, and
Always, man.
all we can do is shout you out as well. And I know, let everybody know as well. If you do buy Team Watson setup today or anytime, really, I mean, we have in the purchase notes there is I do believe a coupon for 15% off any Martin Sports products. So that's another thing that that comes along with this partnership. So definitely make sure you don't skip over that purchase note. We also have coupon codes for Boomer Button Box as well. We need to work on getting one for iRacingiFlag, and I think that's a good time to probably move on to Jeff and Jeff's involvement in the sim racing community. Jeff, you have the floor.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, we can. I thought I had the code worked out for you. I'll have to look it up here after this is done and get it over to you. But yeah, I've been making iFlags, I think probably 4 years now. 4 years, somewhere in there. But we make them, and for people that don't know what flags are, you can go to the iRacingIFlag, one word.com, and kind of see what they do. It basically gives you a visual when yellow flags come out, green flags, any flag related thing on the racetrack. it's going to give you a very bright caution, I guess, on what's going on. So not only does that, but it also tells you if you're coming down the pit road too fast. It helps you adjust all that stuff. Your car needs repaired. So it helps quite a bit, especially with people that kind of get tunnel vision when they're driving. It kind of breaks you of that. And so I hope, I mean, we um, sold a lot of them. I've always had good feedback with them.
Distract you, James.
And yeah, you can see Scott now. He's kind of turned his on a little bit, but
I fired mine up into demo mode.
oh
So
yeah,
it's running
and
through all the
so
flags.
yep, so they're made with the good hardware,
When he
some of
says
the
a
best
visual
LEDs.
indicator, it's you
Yeah,
will get it from your peripheral. That's very
yeah,
important for them to know, Joe. Like it doesn't have to
yeah,
be right in front of you. This
yeah,
could
and I
be
wouldn't
behind your monitor
suggest
facing the
that.
wall.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think I'd stick one right in front of you if you want to see little dots. That's but
Right.
yeah, so we've been doing that for about 4 or 5 years now. So we've been around, or I've been around a while, not, we just started kind of getting to the asphalt side a little bit. We were real big into the dirt side of iRacing for quite a bit. Getting in with, VLR, with Chris Ferguson over there, Blake Majulis, and so we got to know, Howard Weaver as well over there. So yeah, we pushed real hard. That's kind of where I kind of started, with the product, getting it out to the dirt guys. Of course, like Scott said, it is, about getting in there with the guys, and it's pretty cool to get to know like how many, leagues and the races and charity stuff that goes on in iRacing, and how nice it is that, a lot of these guys pull together for themselves, and help each other out. And I think that's one of the big things that got me involved. I know that I put about 70% back into the sim racing world, where if it comes to charity races, sponsoring drivers for a race, doing some like, you know, cancer things. We also give donate money to the um, uh, the Wounded Warrior Project, and uh, animal neglect, and the big one, St. Jude. Um, so I try and stay as active as possible as I can. Obviously, I'd like to sponsor all the drivers, but unfortunately you can't. Um, so I do get a lot of requests on that, but like I said, it's just a pretty cool thing that you can kind of put some money back into the sim world and help it grow. I know a lot of the people that kind of feel a little bit differently. I think if you're making money off drivers and things that they enjoy doing, then a lot of your money should be poured back in to helping them guys do what they want to do. Um, I'm not going to sit there and run all the way to the bank and throw it in my bank account. That's just not right. So that's what I try to do. Is get give as much as I get from the sim racing community. So that's partnering with you guys, um, and Scott and the other partners that we have, and the leagues that we partner with. We try to do what we can, and I think we're doing pretty good this year. We had a great year, and we looking for many more to keep pushing the product out there, and with that we can do a lot more events and things like that for the sim racers. That's
Well,
what it's about.
you got a new product in the pipeline here too, don't you, Jeff?
Yeah, Yeah, we're going to be coming out with a new iFlag here that's very soon. It's going to be about 3 or 4 times bigger than the current one we have. We're also going to have new features uh, with it.
Current
It'll hold
iFlag
some
is
of it.
approximately this wide.
Yeah,
It's
and
literally how wide it is.
yeah, and so that'll be hitting here soon. We're also working on a new pit board. Um, I have closed sales, on our website for the pit board because the biggest thing that I don't want is keep pushing, or kind of our pit boards right now, and then a month later turn around, now we're selling a new one.
Right.
And I don't want to upset customers. So I've kind of stopped the sales on them, and hopefully we'll be getting them out here. I hope soon. Right now, they're with my programmers. Just got done with our patent, on the iFlag. People, did ask some, well, why would you patent that? Well, again, you get people that make these things, and it's not necessarily for me, but it's for the driver or the people that buy my product because, again, a lot of them don't give back to the sim racing community, so it's more of a protection of that that we keep the money where it should be going is in making sim racing grow. So
A lot of opportunity in this space for it to grow. Like you said, there's some sharks,
yeah,
though. There's some
yeah,
sharks, along with anything else. Now, you talked about your pit board. Your last pit board, again, about this big.
mm-hmm,
My problem with that is that I couldn't read it. I have 50-year-old eyeballs, so it's nice to see you're coming out with a bigger one that will have a little more flexibility with where we place it. And what that tells you, it was telling you engine temps, laps to go until you need fuel. I mean, it's. I see a lot of you guys run these HUDs. I'm not a HUD person. I like my graphics to be what my car would be if I were sitting in it. But like in a car, I would have accessories, and that's what I like about what Jeff makes. Is he gives you those accessories. To me, it makes it more immersive. Having the obviously, I mean, that's why we have a wheel that with force feedback. We want to
You
be
guys are
immersed
using
into it.
wheels?
Yeah. um,
I've been using my mouse.
and some people And then one of Jeff's other products that he really doesn't talk a lot about. I don't even know if you make it anymore, but that light bar, the iFlag light bar, that I am
yeah,
lost without that thing, dude. It's
yeah. I still make it. Yeah, yeah.
runs across the bottom of my screen, and it's a strip of LEDs that does the same things that the iFlag does, but it does it a little more right in front of me. And I use it for my RPMs because it'll tell you when you're redlining. You'll see it. You see that flash, and oh, boom, got a shift, right? Um, I know you hear it too, but it's just visual indicators are nice. Also tells me flag status, things like that. It's just another indicator flashing on the sides when there's a car there. Never hurt anybody either. And I think that's why I like that most because it goes on the edge of the monitors and it flashes there. The
Mhm.
iFlag also does it, but it does it from that little square. So you have to look at it to see which side is flashing, where on the light bar you don't because it's only blinding you in one eye at a time.
Yeah, it's a big feature, that people do like, is the spotter effect. A lot of people that didn't, when they do get it, they think the flag thing's pretty cool, but then when they're racing and then there's a car on the left or right of them, then it lights up and tells them, you know. I've also heard that it pretty much will come up a little bit quicker than what uh,
Yeah, I can see that
the
because
iRacing is
Yeah,
I
telling
mean,
you.
by the time he
So
it'll be
says
flashing
clear,
yellow.
by the time the guy says clear, you might not be clear anymore, but that visual indicator will probably be a little quicker than him saying something. Yeah.
right. So that's why we make it, and I think when it comes to my customers, I think every one of them can kind of tell you that I'm always here. I've got my own Discord channel. Phone number. I'm always there. If they need help, I'm there. Just because I take your money doesn't mean I vanish into thin air. I'm always here, and that's the big thing, and that's what I want to be known as, is somebody that when you buy a product from me, it's gonna be backed up, and I know Scott's the same way. Scott, he makes great products. I know he's made jerseys for like our race team and things like that, and it, it's great product. I do kind
Thanks.
of want to get into his gloves a little bit, get some made, and some hats and things like that. Uh, that's again, it's one thing that's nice about the partnerships, because like you guys do, and we're partnered with your speed shop, is whenever you buy an iFlag or any product from you, it also opens you up to them discounts to Martin Sports and your setup shop and some other things. So that's what it's all about,
We're all kind of tied
coming
together.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, we're
yeah.
a community, and that's what I love about
Right.
it. Is
Absolutely.
we're a community for the greater community,
Well,
and
there's two different niche groups in iRacing, and I don't know, maybe a lot of people hate me for saying this, but you've got, like, it's the same thing in racing now. You've got the corporate race teams, and you got the blue collar, we're gonna do it from the ground up race teams, and that's really what we're facing. We're going up against the big corporate people, just like the guy who's got to grab his hauler and head out at 9 p.m. on Friday to make the Saturday race, 2 counties over. That's kind of how we identify ourselves in the iRacing space. We want to grow and get bigger, but we never ever want to be treated like people are treated in the corporate environment.
yeah,
I mean,
no,
we got to change it.
100%. No, I agree
So,
totally, because I feel like we can't. One thing about Team Watson is our credo essentially is we don't step on anybody to get where we want to go. We're gonna do it the right way, or not at all.
right.
Yeah, we're not a big faceless corporate entity. I mean, people may wish I didn't have a face, break breaking their cameras, but yeah, we're 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 a big group and we're always getting bigger, but I always try to make sure we keep that small team feel, even though we're definitely not a small team at this point.
Well, James, I watched you start your team watching racing, and my biggest thought was it's going to get too big, it's going to get out of control, and he's not going to be able to handle it. And that has not happened. And you're not one of those guys like who's just going to do it this way because I said so. You have absolutely built a
That's
community
me.
within
That's me. That's
iRacing.
like
Yeah.
that.
But it's neat to watch you guys to get bigger and solidify your foothold in the space. It's good to see Jeff, who's like the OG in the room, kind of lead us along and let us find our footing in the space. And we're always going to be that. We're always going to be the iRacers company. We're never going to be the well, my shareholder said we need 4% more, so now you guys got to pay retail for everything. Like, we're just not going to be that way.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I think that's a pretty good place to end on it. We got a good 30 minutes of content here, and I think it was really fun to just chat with you guys, and I think we got a lot
Well,
out
thanks.
and felt really good about all that. Hopefully you guys felt good about it as well.
Well, we appreciate you guys. I know I do. Thanks for the good quality setups. There's really not been any major bumps in it. I know we've had a couple different guys doing the trucks, but it was handled well. It's communicated well. Um, if you are listening to this, then obviously, you probably know who these guys are already. But if by chance you're not using your setups, give them a shot. They're going to make you competitive. Much like a $400 bat can't fix a 50-cent swing. I can add 30 feet to that swing, though, right? So I can help you do better with the right bat. You guys are doing that with the setups. You make me look legit. I appreciate it.
For a lot cheaper too, though. That's the big thing.
Right?
It's like our setups are, we got all these other, setup shops, and we're not talking bad about them. I respect a lot
No,
of
no.
those guys, but our price point is so much cheaper than theirs. I mean, $24.99 a month for A, B, and C, and you get Silver Crowns on top of it. We're trying to get those Silver Crowns. That should be a popular series, and James is doing everything. He's got it on his back. Y'all get out there and play racing. But no, we definitely and like I think Jeff even said it. I think we very much encapsulate that same mentality. Well, you buy a setup, it's not over there. It's a
Right.
community. You come in, if you have a problem, you talk to us. We want you to want to be in our community. I mean, we like hanging out just as much as anybody does, and we want great people to hang out with us. And that's an open invitation to anybody to join our Discord. Even if you're not a customer of ours, we still like to hear from you. And maybe, you never know, you might make the switch. But we definitely appreciate everybody tuning in here for episode 2 of Team Watson Racing Setups Fireside Chat. It has been a pleasure to have Scott Martin, Jeff Brown, as well, of course, James Watson. My name is Brian Britt. We'll see you next time.
You got